Operating at a normal level of 30,000 direct labor hours, Lasser Company produces 12,000 units of product each year. The direct labor wage rate is $15 per hour. 2.5 meters of direct materials go into each unit of product. The material costs $17.20 per meter. Variable manufacturing overhead should be $2 per standard direct labor hour, and fixed manufacturing overhead should be $168,000 per period. Using 30,000 direct labor hours as the denominator, compute the predetermined overhead rate and break it down into variable and fixed elements. So the variable overhead rate has been already given to us. The variable manufacturing overhead should be $2 per direct labor hour. Now don't get this confused for the cost of the labor hour, because remember, when we use our overhead, we can use any driver, meaning any unit. We can use machine hours, we can use time, we can use labor hours. So really what it comes down to is we've chosen direct labor hours as the driver, but it's not, this is not the cost of the direct labor hour. This is the manufacturing overhead, variable manufacturing overhead. So what is the fixed rate? Well, if we're going to use 30,000 direct labor hours as the denominator, we can set our fixed rate, which is set at 168,000. We have $5.6 per direct labor hour for your fixed overhead rate. So this is the amount that can be applied to each unit in a on your standard cost card. Meaning we expect to make to do 30,000 direct labor hours. So when we do what we expect, our fixed cost would be $5.6 per direct labor hour. And what is our total predetermined overhead rate? So this predetermined overhead rate is our manufacturing that we're going to predetermine to apply to each unit. Well, it's simply $2 plus $5.6 equals $7.6 per direct labor hour. So now we can put together a cost card, a standard cost card. And so we can calculate our direct materials to get our cost per unit. Now here it said that each unit 2.5 meters of direct materials go into each unit of product. The material costs $17.20 per meter. So that's $17.20 per meter. When we use 2.5 meters per product, we get a cost per unit of $43. Now, when we operate 30,000 at a normal level of 30,000 direct labor hours, we produce 12,000 units of product. So when determining the direct labor, we know our rate is $15, but how many hours does it take for each product? Well, 30,000 total hours produces 12,000. So if we take our 30,000 direct labor hours and we divide it by the 12,000 units that we produce, we get 2.5 direct labor hours per unit at a cost of $15 per unit. Which equals $37.50. Our variable manufacturing overhead is going to be $2 per direct labor hour, and each unit we know requires 2.5 direct labor hours. So we get $5. Variable manufacturing overhead, and then finally our fixed we know is $5.60 per direct labor hour times the 2.5 required equals 14. When we add these up, we get a total of $99.50 per unit.